Welcome weekend was honestly such a rush. Like it was such a change of pace from what I was used to. I just felt like everything was hitting me all in the face all at once because
Hey everyone, welcome to the Encounters podcast. I'm Sophia Torcelino, a sophomore majoring in English and psychology, and today I'm here with the of University Advising and with our special guests for our Encounter submission. Today we're joined with
hi, I'm Juliana Workman. I'm a freshman here at Notre Dame and I'm majoring in both English and film.
Thank you so much for joining us. Where are you originally from? Do you want to give us a little bit about your background as well as like where you are on campus?
Yeah, so I'm from like around Frederick, Maryland, for anyone who knows where that is. Um, and so it's about a 9 hour drive, but on campus, I am feel like close to everything. I'm in Baden. I love it. Home of the Frogs. We just won Hall of the Year.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
so excited. Yeah.
So, with that, the transition of your homes from Maryland to Baden, I'd like to talk about how that was for you in Welcome Weekend. I'm sure that you came with your family and such. Um, how was Welcome Weekend for you?
Welcome weekend was honestly such a rush. Like it was such a change of pace from what I was used to. I just felt like everything was hitting me all in the face all at once because you would go from this event with your dorm to that event with, your parents to a mass to a dinner to it was such a sensory overload. And something that I kind of continually heard over Welcome Weekend was college will change you. Like I remember hearing Father Jenkins one point talking and he was saying college will change you. Like be so sure of that. And I would be like, yeah, right. I was kind of expecting, despite the craziness of Welcome Weekend already being so different from what I was used to, I was just expecting college and really myself to just be a continuation of my high school self, my high school experience. Um, and then I was really, really ready to embrace the independence of college. I was ready to be away from my home, from my family, from all that. I was ready to just start over, but at the same time stay the same. So it was kind of a paradox, but yeah. Um,
I think with that, like people moving away from home have a different experience than people who are experiencing college next to their home. There's definitely a divide between, like, family and friends and academics, uh, that you kinda think of when you're going into college, but at least here for Notre Dame, uh, like, your friends and academics start to merge. Like, people are always talking about academics, but at the same time, you're also living with your classmates that, like, maybe you have classes with them, maybe you don't or you're just in the same hall as them, like, you don't have that living, on campus or sorry, like, near your home, uh, with a local college. So, there is definitely that divide. Would you think that Welcome Weekend was necessarily, like, a good experience for you? Or would you kind of stray away from that? And if, like, either decision, like, why?
I honestly, as much as I appreciated everything during Welcome Weekend and all the hard work that everyone put into it, I was not a fan. It was really a lot. And then after it was over, it just felt like you were severed from everything you knew. They introduced you to stuff around campus, but it was also disorienting still. Um, and then especially like I said, I was ready to move away from my past, but like stay the same. I really wasn't like homesickness hit. I felt like even harder because I felt like I was supposed to knew excuse me. I felt like I was supposed to know things on campus by now, but still didn't. I was so clueless. And yeah, it's I think just because too, Notre Dame specifically offers so much, there's no way to get to know it in one welcome weekend. So for anyone going into welcome weekend, please enjoy it. the people that you meet there are so extraordinary, and you'll get to know that over time. Don't expect it to come in one weekend, like, I kind of expected it to come in one weekend and then immediately be in the routine of my old self, but
Yeah, I agree with that. There's a lot of things that happen during welcome weekend, and maybe you'll feel kind of isolated from one event and then another event's happening and you're like, maybe you're missing out on something. And then when it's all done, you kind of are supposed to walk away from it knowing more that you should coming in. But for some people, maybe they're just even more confused. Maybe familiar with like buildings and like the dining hall and the paths, but at the same time still kind of lost. So walking away from welcome weekend, you're now settled in with your dorm life and maybe almost going into your first day of classes. But as you are grounded and, every day you kind of come home to your dorm, um, how is that like for you? Do you find that continuum of high school where there is a divide of family and friends and school and home, or is that kind of all being merged now in your dorm?
yeah, it was really interesting at first because I just wanted to, like, stay shut up, not reach out, but, I mean, the experience of community here at Notre Dame is so incredibly life-changing because not only is it just a way of life that you have to embrace, and thank goodness you have to embrace it through your dorm, um, and the dorm life here, like, I know in Baden, like, we're so tight-knit because it's a small community, but also everyone really relies on each other. I mean, we do every I feel like if you reach out enough, you can do everything with people in your dorm and really become, um, really close friends with everyone. We're to the point where I can't really imagine my life without a lot of the people in my dorm. They're just so integral. Like, they don't feel like separate people that I'm getting to know. They feel like fully integrated parts of my daily routine, of my week. Um, the little smiles in the hallway are like just highlights of my day. My roommate, my friend group in my dorm feel like sisters at this point, you know? But also I feel like the academic standpoint kind of engenders this new perspective in which you can't look at other people as separate from you. That human nature longs for this sense of community, and so we need to embrace it. I did talk a little bit in my encounters essay about my foundations of theology class and that experience, but one of the most significant things I think I discovered in that class was the notion of a relationship in love and what that looks like and having this common life. We use the Greek term koinonia um to describe it. It was really what was intended for humanity. So when you try to isolate yourself and just continue going about your way independently like I expected to at first in college, it's not fulfilling. You have to embrace those around you. So yeah, like I said, everything from we have brownie masses if you guys come over at 9 on a Wednesday in Baden. Lots of fun. And getting to know people there, experiencing that um the sacraments in my dorm with people that I love. It's incredible. Also just like little fall events. I promise you guys they're so much fun. Do whatever you can when your dorm is offering it. I mean, if we're going to the art museum, I'm there. If we're going, with another dorm to, bake cookies, please embrace these events because they will incorporate you so much more into this community and make you feel so much more loved, make you realize how much you are loved, and then it really does change your college experience.
Yeah, you really do kind of make it a nice image in your essay, saying how like a castaway on an island, but then you kind of bridge it with how community is such an important part of it in order to not be like a castaway on an island. Sure, we might have our different little bubbles. I mean, we have a Notre Dame bubble,
Right.
obviously, but we all kind of the selling point for Notre Dame is really like the community. to really be in community with, with one another for academics, our personal life, our spiritual life. Now, with that, is there any things that you're looking forward to in Notre Dame, whether it's something professional, academic, personal, or something within the dorm?
Like, going forward, I feel more than ever that, like, the possibilities for anything are so wide open because, like, community isn't just about drawing into something, but it draws you out of yourself in a way to the point where I don't really have a comfort zone anymore. I'm just so ready to embrace every experience. So, stuff like study abroad for the future, yeah, I'm so ready. I mean, Notre Dame obviously has such amazing study abroad opportunities. Why wouldn't you go do it? I think I'm planning with a lot of my friends to like go to Rome junior year. Like that would be incredible. Um, Also, I would love to have the opportunity to serve my dorm and my community and to perpetuate that sense of community in ways that they gave to me. So like if I were able to, be a commissioner in the future for like we have our hall council, hall government, um, or even serve as an RA senior year, that would be amazing. I'm yeah, just never missing anything. Just serving others everywhere I can just sounds like my ideal of the future. Um, and looking to the future too, the second half of the Moreau class where we wrote the encounters essay, we were talking a lot about a mission. And for me, um, obviously kind of harping on that mission of love, um, kind of notion, but also then learning like how to practically apply it. And I think it's important that when we learn how to connect to others, we do have to do it with some of our individuality. So like I touched on in my own dorm, like I'm very creative. So like using that creativity to reach out and continue relationships with people. Um and just really accompany them in their experiences as well. I think there's just such an indescribable sense of togetherness that this campus very essentially communicates to everyone here. So
Yeah, that's a very great takeaway, especially for any incoming students or that are trying to look into Notre Dame. What it's really like, how that transition is for a first year student. So, with that, thank you, Juliana, for joining us
thank
today
you.
and for sharing your encounter story. For anybody else who wants to read more about Juliana's story, you can find it on our ND Advising webpage. And yeah, so stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.
Thank you.